Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Colin Simmons and I'm coming to you from Birmingham in the United Kingdom. And it's my absolute pleasure to hold this presentation and just explain to you an opportunity that I saw just over 2 months ago. That's all, only eight or 9 weeks max is when I actually saw this. So it's something that has actually blew my mind, and it still does today. Just so you know, I've been involved in home-based business for over 30 years. I've personally tried every single type of a home-based business just to build that residual income. You know, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Many of us have tried that, whether I'm selling perfume, nutrition, or in the last 5 years or so, I've been heavily involved in cryptocurrency. That's what I've tried to create this income. And I must say, I have done well in the past. I've learned quickly and I've made a lot of money. But in the same breath, I've also lost a lot of money. And usually it's down to a company that I've given them my money. They've promised to do this, promised to do that. And in the end, they run off with my money. That has happened many times. So when I actually saw what I'm sharing with you today, it really was an eye-opener. I saw that this is something that I could share with absolutely anybody. And to the point where I actually even don't need to share it. If I'm the kind of person that doesn't want to share anything, I just want to do it for myself first, then this is a place for you as well. You don't have to start being a recruiting machine. This is something that you could do for yourself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, and if Tony or anybody would let me know you can see my screen and then go back onto mute, that will be great.
Yep, coming through.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's make this a bit smaller.
Yeah, you're on screen now, buddy.
Thank you. Okay. Right, okay, so hopefully I'll have no technical issues today. Okay, so welcome everybody. This is a company called Ihub Global. And I'll start with this question. Would you be interested in owning a piece of the world's largest wireless network? So what does that mean exactly? In the UK, we have networks such as Orange, O2, Vodafone, EE, all well-known mobile networks. These companies are huge. And without doubt, all four of them make an absolute fortune. What I'm talking about here is a network that will be bigger than all of them combined. I'm talking about a global, independent, wireless network that we build. And this is called the People's Network. And the big difference between this network and those that I just mentioned before is that we, the people that build this network together, we are the ones that get the rewards. So the question, would you be interested in owning a piece of that? Well, of course, the answer would be yes, who wouldn't? So before I explain in detail, I've got a short video that will really give you an idea of exactly what I'm talking about. So just sit back and I'll be back with you shortly.
We've all used Wi-Fi for stuff like this. So adorable. And cellular data for stuff like this. Triaxolotl. Every day we connect to the internet, but it's not just people. From parking meters to packages, even these damn scooters. All these things should connect to the internet. Even this dog. Well, not the dog, but its collar. Seems like this little guy is lost. Luckily, he's got a smart collar on it. But that smart collar isn't so smart without the internet. Cellular data plans can be pricey. It's not like Sean could just log into this cafe's Wi-Fi real quick.
Hey, I like your dog.
No, it's not my dog. I'm just using him to demonstrate a point.
What's your point?
Glad you asked. Wouldn't it make sense for all of these things to have their own internet? A network that works just for them, so they could always stay connected anywhere, anytime. That's the kind of future I want to live in. And guess what? We can. With the helium hotspot. Honey, who's that? I'm the future.
It's the future?
The helium hotspot's a new kind of wireless device where you and your community can create a network for the Internet of Things.
So like a Wi-Fi router?
No, it's long-fi. It reaches 200 times farther. But why would you put this in your house? Glad you asked. Well, you're helping to power a better future for the city you live in, building a community of connectivity, making all sorts of things possible that aren't today, like helping you find lost things, connecting to things that can tell you when your food's expired. And powering sensors that help detect wildfires, so people and their things can stay safe.
What else?
Isn't that enough? The whole thing about building a better future for your children and your children's children. We don't have kids. Well, for people who care about that sort of thing, you get rewarded helium tokens, a cryptocurrency as a thank you for building the network and enabling devices to connect. So any more questions?
Yeah. Whose dog is this?
Yep. See, when the Internet of Things gets better, everything gets better. Even finding your dog. It's yours.
Sean, thank you. Come here, buddy. Oh, thank you.
With the helium hotspot, you're helping to create a more connected future.
What's helium?
So glad you asked. Every day, we connect to the internet. But it's not just people. So what else connects to the internet? I'm glad you asked.
Okay, so this helium hotspots, as you can see, it looks a bit like an internet modem. That's about the size of it. Now you would get one of those off Ihub. You'd plug it onto your windowsill. You'd plug it in. It would connect to the internet. The antenna uses long fi, which will stretch out to about a mile, maybe 2 miles away. You can read all the things that are connected to the Internet of Things. Now, to give you an idea of what are these things, I mean, she just said on the video, things like scooters, things like when you have a parcel delivered by Amazon or whoever, you know that they can track that parcel. At the moment, the likes of Amazon, the likes of electric cars, electric scooters, electric bikes, they have to use mobile communication to send that information. Once this people's network is built, it's going to be a lot cheaper for those companies to use the people's network to get that information back to wherever they want to get it back to. So for a company, it means they're going to save a whole lot of money. And for us, it means we're going to start to make some money. So this isn't just a great idea. This is something that is already happening right now. In 2019, the industry leaders Time magazine did an article and they voted that the helium hotspot was the best invention of 2019. They also did an article on the creator, the guy that actually invented the helium hotspot. His name is Sean Fannings. Now, again, this guy has history. You may be old enough to remember a company or a platform called Napster many years ago. Napster was the first peer-to-peer music sharing platform. He was the first to ever do that. I don't know if he sold it, but obviously today we have the likes of Spotify, you have iTunes, all doing the same thing that he was doing many, many years ago. So he's the guy that's behind helium. So we have someone that knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to the technology. Fortune magazine also did an article about helium, saying a blockchain startup lands Lime scooters and Nestle as clients. So again, just to give you an idea about the scooters, in Birmingham, where I live, there are lots of public scooters that anybody can just jump on. You get an app on your phone, you'll pay to use a scooter, and you can travel all around the city on an electric scooter that you've paid to go on. So the owner of that scooter needs to know where that scooter is all of the time. And I think this happens in many of the big cities in the UK. So the way that they'll find out where that scooter is all the time is via mobile communication. And that's really expensive. So we know that as this network is built over the next 4 or 5 years, the companies like that will start to use this network instead of the mobile network, because it'll save them a fortune. The same with Nestle. Now, that's to do with like vending machines. If you can imagine a vending machine that sells Kit Kats, which is a chocolate bar, when that chocolate bar runs out, that vending machine will send a message via the internet back to head office that they need to replace the Kit Kats. So the guy that's delivering Kit Kats will know exactly what he needs to bring. If you live near a motorway, there will be lorries that have refrigerators on the back that have a certain temperature. That temperature is recorded via the Internet of Things. So the owners of that lorry know the temperature of that lorry. If it was to go high and it's not supposed to, it could save them a fortune on frozen goods. So you can see the value of that. And it's said that this industry is going to rocket as time goes by. So as this network builds and that increases, it's a win-win for both sides. So that's all good, but people say, well, what's in it for me? Why do I even want to get involved in it? What can I earn from this? Well, with Ihub, there's absolutely no cost to get a hotspot. This has never been done before. What I'm sharing with you is definitely what I would call a unicorn. It's a one-off company. No other company can do what we're doing here. You can get a hotspot for free. There's no monthly fee to have that hotspot. In fact, the hotspot doesn't cost you anything. The only thing you will pay for is the postage of that hotspot. The hotspots cost between $500 and $1,000. So obviously Ihub will want to make sure that you're in a good location, because it's in their interest for you to have a hotspot, because between us and them, we earn HNT. How much HNT do we earn? It can be anywhere from 5 HNT to 100 HNT per month. But there's no guarantees on what you will earn, because that depends on a few things, like where you live, what's going on around you. Do you live on the top of a hill where the long wave can reach very far? Are you in the middle of a valley where it's not going to go very far? Are you on your own? Are there no hotspots around you that it can connect to? So there's lots of different things that will determine how much HNT you will receive on a monthly basis. So let's have a closer look at why it's of interest to get one of these helium Ihub miners. 4 guys that started Ihub have years and years experience in home-based business. And they looked at the helium network, and they could see that people were able to buy a helium hotspot directly from the manufacturer. They'll pay $500 for these hotspots, or maybe more now. You'll plug it in to your internet, you'll put it by the windowsill, and you're going to start making money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from your hotspot, and you will keep all of it. And that's great. But they thought, what if we could program that hotspot so we can distribute the HNT that it's created, that it's earned, and share that between a network? And that's exactly what they've done. So now that means that us as individuals, when we plug in a hotspot, firstly, we earn a percentage of what that hotspot creates every single month. And that can be up to 25%. So if your hotspot's doing 100 HNT a month, you're going to earn 25 HNT a month. I'll explain more about HNT in a moment, but you can see you're going to get about 25%. The other 75% gets shared out between the compensation plan that Ihub have put together. So for us as individuals, we get a box that we plug in one time. It's going to make us money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year. If you're the kind of person that's not had much success in multi-level marketing, not an issue, because this is not multi-level marketing. You do not need to share this with anybody. It could be that you just want to earn yourself £100, £200, £500, whatever it might be, just for plugging in your box at your own office or at your own home. So there's no recruiting needed. So it's really important that I'll stress that point. There's no monthly fees. Again, in my own history, I know that when you're involved in a business that has an auto ship or it has monthly fees, if people's situations change, the first thing that goes is that auto ship. People will just cut it off. So that means your income goes. So here, there's no monthly fees. We have a system that will generate money for you, HNT, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year. Now, just to explain this in a bit more depth, I've got another very short animated video, so I'll be back with you in 2 minutes.
Do you know who owns your wireless network? Most likely, some ginormous big brand tech company with stacks and stacks of moolah. Well, what if you were able to own part of a similar network, which is growing constantly every day? It's called the Internet of Things, or IoT network. Heard of it? It powers billions of all those helpful things like our beautiful smart devices, life-saving medical sensors, security monitors, remote tracking devices, and the list goes on. So now you know you could help power all that and get paid for it in helium, which is a form of cryptocurrency. You know the digital currency that's super secure because it's kept in an online fortress of solitude called blockchain technology? But you might have known that. And all that happens from this one little device called a helium hotspot you can get from Ihub Global. All you do is plug it in and start earning or mining helium automatically, which goes directly into your account. Simple as that. You basically earn money by doing practically nothing, so you can afford to spend more time with who's important to you. Earnings vary based on where you live, and Ihub will show you simple ways to track how much you earn every day. You can also bring in your family and friends to earn more as an affiliate. And they'll earn too while we build the biggest network in the world together. And eventually, your earnings go even higher and higher with our shared hosting plan. Okay, then why Ihub Global, you ask? Because it's free to start. Our mission is growing the network by more of us owning the network. We'll do it together with simple training on the basics. We'll also show you simple earning strategies to grow. By using our proprietary app called Helium Track, you can track your hotspots and run virtual simulations to place free hotspots in the best locations to further expand your network of affiliates and earnings. Who knew owning this network could be so easy? So if you're ready, let's grow together with Ihub Global. Join and request a hotspot for your home or office today for free.
Okay, so people ask me, how can this actually be free? How is that possible? Well, all they've done is Ihub have got themselves some very big investors. So those big investors, those partners, will buy the Ihubs, well, the hotspots up front. Ihub, their job then is to now find the best postcodes throughout the globe. And then they're going to send that hotspot straight to that person. Because now they're in a partnership. It's in Ihub's interest to get as many hotspots around the globe as they can, because they know they're going to earn HNT from that hotspot. I'm happy to have a hotspot here because I know I'm going to earn HNT as well. So that's the deal. They buy them in the first place. We plug them in. We make HNT every single day just for having it plugged in. So on the screen here, the power of leverage. As I've said, I've been in home-based business for many years. And this quote you can see on the screen there, I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people rather than 100% of my own effort. That's a well-known saying that was said by a guy called John Paul Getty. It just means that you want to build a bigger team as you can so you can earn a small percentage of lots of people. You'll also see this kind of situation if you employ people. If you have staff, you'll understand that statement, because you're going to earn of every single member of staff. There's only so much you can do individually, and you earn a small percentage off lots of people. Now, that's a great statement, but this is even stronger. I would rather have 5, 10, or 15% of hundreds or thousands of hotspots rather than 100% of my own hotspot. As I've already said, we only earn 25% off our own hotspot, but we can earn 5, 10, 15% off hundreds and thousands of other hotspots that are connected to us from the teams that we build, if you choose to build a team. Now, as I've also said as well, you don't have to build a team. You don't have to share this with anybody. But I know that what will happen is that once you see that this is working, you will want to share this. Who wouldn't want to share something that's working if you know you can make money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? So bear with me while I explain briefly how this compensation plan will come together for all of us. I have to make some assumptions, and the first one is on here was saying that you are doing 20 HNT per month. One HNT, by the way, is got a value of $20. If you go into CoinMarketCap, you'll find HNT and you'll see it's roughly around about $20. So that's to give you an idea. So what this is all about now. So there's you in the greenhouse at the top. So this is you. You've plugged in your hotspot. You're seeing the rewards come in. You decide to tell a few people about this. The first 5 people on the left that you tell about this, they are your pro team. And when your pro team decide, I want to have a hotspot like you, and they go and request a free hotspot, and then they plug it in, you will make 20% from what their hotspot earns every single month. So if in a month their hotspot does 100 HNT, you're going to earn 20 HNT from those 5 people. Now, the 6th person you talk to, up to the 15th person, that's the next 10 people, they are what we call your bronze team. And anybody that you've shared this with, number 6 up to number 15, you're going to receive 25% of whatever their hotspot produces. So let's say that you've spoken to 5 other people, and then you come to me, I'm the 6th person, and I go, great, I'll have some of that. I register from your link. I request my free hotspot. My hotspot comes, I plug it in. I'm making 25% of whatever my hotspot does. You could be the other side of the world. You will also earn 25% from my hotspot. Hopefully you see that is huge. You're making 25% from my hotspot and you're nowhere near where I am right now. That's huge. And that's off all the 10 people that's in your bronze team. Now, let's say you don't stop there, because obviously when you've got something that's this good, you're going to tell more people. So your 16th person to your 25th person, that's the next 10 people. So now you've told a total of 25 people. But your 16th person to your 25th person, you're going to make 30% from their box. You're being really rewarded for actually telling the globe about Ihub. 30%. So in reality, you're making more from their box than they are. So again, if you've introduced 15 people and then you came to me and I go, great, I'll sign up for that, and I get a hotspot, I'm making 25% off my hotspot, you're making 30% off my hotspot. You make more of my hotspot than I do. Now it gets very interesting. That's off the silver team, number 16 to 25. The 26th person you introduce to infinity. You could introduce 50 people, you could introduce 100 people or 1,000 people. It makes no difference, and there's no time scale. Whoever you introduce after the 26th person onwards, you're looking to receive 35% from whatever their box does. What this system does, it encourages us to actually build this network globally. We get rewarded really well for building the network. So at 35%, you're getting 10% more than the person you referred off their box, paid to you directly from Ihub. So it doesn't come from the person you referred. Ihub will pay you that. So let me go back to the beginning, the first 5 people you've introduced. we're saying that they're doing, on average, 20 HNT for easy numbers. So you've got a maximum of 5 people that are doing 20 HNT. 5 times 20 is 100 HNT. You're going to earn 20% of that. That's 20 HNT from your pro team, the first 5 people. At the same time, your bronze team, which is the 6th to the 15th, there's 10 people in there, 10 people all doing 20 HNT in a month. That's 200 HNT times 25. That's 50 HNT. All this happens passively, month in and month out. At the very same time, your silver team, number 16 to 25, they've all got their box plugged in. Same 10 people, another 10 people times 20 HNT. You're now making 30% of that 200 HNT, which is 60 HNT. And at the same time, your gold team, as I've said, this could be any number, but for easy maths, I'll say you've only introduced 10, just so we keep this simple. So in a grand total, you've shared this with 35 people. That's all. 35 people have signed up from your link to get themselves a free hotspot that will make them money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You've introduced 10 people in your gold team. So it's 10 times 2, and they're all doing 20 HNT. You are looking to earn 35% of that 200, which is 75. If you add all those together, in any one month, you're looking at 20, 50, 60, and 75. That's 200 HNT. You are going to earn month in and month out. It's not a one-off. This is something that will go on and on and on passively, month in and month out. Remember, I've said that one HNT is roughly around $20. So if one HNT is $20 and you're earning 200 of them in a month, that's $4,000 worth of HNT you're making a month off a passive home-based business. And that's not one time, that's month in and month out. Now, HNT today is $20. It's predicted to hit $40 by the end of this year. If it hits $40, you just had a pay rise. You're still earning 200 HNT. 200 HNT times $40 is now $8,000. Gets very, very serious very, very quickly. Now that is good, but it actually gets better. This is what they call a coded bonus. So what will happen is that your teams will obviously share this with their own people. They will want to share this as well. And as they share this, you are looking to receive a coded bonus from your bronze team, which is like a 5% coded bonus. Your silver team will be a 10%, and your gold team will be a 15%. This can be paid down to infinity. And this obviously is huge. I won't go into any more detail on that, but trust me, that is huge. Now, people will say to me, okay, so I've got all this HNT. What can I do with it? I'm new to cryptocurrency. I don't know what to do with this HNT I've got. Well, the beautiful thing is Ihub have teamed up with OG Pay. This is a company that provide a Visa card, a Visa debit card, a virtual one for parts of the world that can't have a physical card, and a physical one for the rest of the globe that can have a physical card. Your HNT can be pushed onto that card. You can then spend your money anywhere that accepts Visa, anywhere across the globe. So now this becomes very, very real for everybody. Everybody in Ihub will get one of these cards. The partnership is still being drawn up as we speak. So there you go. So all that is great, but I have to have an income disclaimer because there are many variables. As I've said, it's hard to say exactly what your hotspot is going to earn because it depends on where you live, depends on how high up your hotspot is. I mean, we will look into getting aerials, and I'll probably get a professional aerial installer to put an aerial on my roof. So then I'll scan even further. If you've got lots of hotspots around you, you will make even more HNT every single month. If you're on your own, there's no hotspots around you, well, it's looking at how we can actually build out the hotspots that are around you. There will come to a point where there will be too many hotspots where you live. When that happens, you won't be able to get a hotspot if you haven't already got one. And it won't be an issue because we get rewarded very, very well for building the network. So just to say that again, you actually don't need a hotspot to earn HNT in Ihub. You can join Ihub for free. You'll have a referral link. You can share it with anybody around the globe. When they get a hotspot, if they've got a good spot for a hotspot, you're looking at receiving, as I've just shown you, 20%, 25%, 30%, or 35% from their hotspot every single month in and month out. And it hasn't cost you a penny. You're getting rewarded for building the network. Now, I'm sharing with you a screenshot of the globe, and this shows you all the active hotspots that are in the globe. Now, backtracking for a second. I looked at the Internet of Things 12 months ago with a different company. When I looked at this company, I paid $500 for a hotspot. My plan was to go and buy another 10 hotspots and have them placed all around Birmingham so I could earn all this HNT from all of these hotspots. That was my plan. That company didn't even deliver my one hotspot. I'm still trying to get that $500 back now. So I left it. 8 weeks ago, this came my way. I already knew that when I looked at it before, there was 9,000 hotspots around the globe, just in America, really. In the last 12 months, there's now 180,000 hotspots. So what I'm telling you here is this is something that is happening anyway, whether we do it or not. These hotspots are being sent out, they're being bought, they're being deployed on the network by people. People see what's going on. They understand that it's very easy to start to earn just by having a hotspot. So 9,000 when I looked at it last year, 180,000 today. That's massive. And that's without what we are doing with Ihub. Ihub has been around for about 5 months. In 5 months, it has grown to just over 700,000 affiliates in 5 months. 700,000 people around the globe have registered with Ihub and have reserved hotspots. So I'm going to show you the next screen now. It'll show you in orange how many people have reserved hotspots in Ihub to give you an idea how big this is. So there's the live ones right now. This is what's coming. So hopefully from that, you can see that Ihub are going to be a major player in the Helium network because of the system that they've put together. So that, I think, is the end. Yeah, that is really the end of the presentation. There's not much more to say. As it says on the screen, everything in life is a reflection of the choices you've made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. This is very different. There's nothing else like this out there. So I thank you for listening to me. So I will now stop sharing. And I'll bring everybody back.